Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you for staying with us. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi expressed Egypt's great interest in developing cooperation with Poland within the framework of the Visegrad state grouping, which also includes, in addition to Poland, the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia, in order to strengthen cooperation frameworks between Egypt and these countries in this important regional grouping. This came during a meeting between President al-Sisi and President Duda of Poland, which witnessed the signing of a number of memoranda of understanding, including cooperation in the field of international cooperation, agricultural research, sports, and diplomacy, along with issues of tackling illegal migration and also cooperation in the fields of energy and technology. We have the great pleasure to have with us here in the studio Dr. Mostafa Waly, the former general manager of the Egyptian Federation of Egyptian Industries, and also an Egyptian European Council member and co-founder. A very good morning to you, Dr. Waly. Always a great pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to you too, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Engineer Dr. Waly.
That's okay.
So, first of all, we'd like you to tell us about your perception of the strengthening of ties between Egypt and Poland, between Egypt and this group of important countries in the heart of Europe, which also includes Hungary, Slovakia, and the Czech Republic.
Yes.
In light, of course, of His Excellency President al-Sisi's meeting with His Excellency, his Polish counterpart, President Duda.
First of all, such a visit and in such time is a manifestation, clear manifestation to how Egypt is handling its main tasks as a government and as a leadership of extending the friendship, extending the wish of cooperation with everybody, with every country which is interested to have good relation with us. This, to put it in the simplest form, which means that our approach as a country and as a leadership is to foster the relations for serving the main purpose of our leadership. It's how to develop Egypt in the best way, with the best partners, and by any means, and this is the main task, and this will yield soon, inshallah.
Indeed. Dr. Waly, many fields and domains will witness cooperation between Egypt and Poland, and Egypt and the Visegrad state group. One of them is the field of combating illegal migration. Could you expand on that and talk to us about the important role that Egypt plays globally in combating illegal migration?
Yes. Well, luckily enough, I mean that we have been through our meeting here, which I'm always proud of having it here.
Thank you for
on this platform, in this channel. This issue was raised over the years. And there was a time when the recognition of the most important department in the UN combating or addressing the issue of immigration, illegal immigration, Egypt was praised for its perfect attitude and the sincere efforts to face this tragic, actually, and illegal situation, because it has both sides. People sometimes, through such illegal, face death. Simple as that. So that's the importance. It's historic. Egypt is taking care to its best to address this issue according to United Nations regulations, which is the most important and the best reference where any country can work for it.
Naturally. Now, Engineer Waly, Polish President Mr. Duda said that his country views Egypt as a prospective supplier
Yes.
of liquefied natural gas, LNG,
Yeah.
to the European country. That's also a very important issue.
Of course.
So cooperation in the field of energy and Poland getting LNG from Egypt. Could you expand on that agreement?
In general terms, our status in this field, which now is a recognized fact on the ground, I mean in the sea, that here in Egypt we have the platform and the headquarter of East Mediterranean Gas Forum. With everybody who have interest and has interest and willing to cooperate is welcome. So in this case, we even as the host and the initiator of this platform, so all the policies regarding, you know, how to deal for selling or contracts is clear to everybody. No exemption for anybody, because according to the rules of establishing this forum, everybody, even from the far east, far west, I mean, up to France and Spain, are partners, you know, and from the east also even our Palestine brothers, and also Israel is there. So anyway, with this, anything will match. I mean, any transaction will match with the main regulation already stipulated and agreed upon. Nothing can, you cannot reject it. You cannot absolutely, because this is a natural wealth. It's our right to sell, but also we are among many other countries also having the interest in this gas and oil. We agree.
And Egypt has developed this industry to
exactly,
a great extent
that's
in the past few years.
In the coming years, everybody will see how much Egypt have this, you know. Also in cooperation, in its policy with cooperation with the biggest and the most renowned established, you know, established brands. I mean, companies, you know, actually international companies.
Yes.
In our case, it's known what kind of company it is. You know, it's one of the greatest companies in the field of exploration of gas.
Right, and Dr. Waly, it is worth mentioning that the Polish president said that he will support Egypt's efforts in this field and in supplying also in negotiations with the European Commission, with the European Union,
yes.
to export our LNG to Europe. Now, also one of the domains tackled in the meetings was the transfer of technology. So cooperation in that field, how do you see it?
Yes.
Technology.
I mean, this is personal feelings, you know, but you always have noticed this, how it works and its direct effect. Cooperation in expertise, cooperation on expertise level, you know, cooperation to attract and, you know, master new technologies, especially in that in the very, very promising and very potential, very prospective domains. For example, IT. We have very good people. We have very good brains in this. So, cooperation in exchanging or extending help or extending assistance, technical assistance, the form of, you know, expertise, or dealing with expertise, you know, having the chance, you know, to develop the or capacity buildings in certain aspects. And on the ground, I was very impressed that there was a significant, among these meetings was a lot of MOUs. There was an MOU with this, of course, well-known military company, which is taking care of what you call CNG, compressed natural gas, for the application for alternate, I mean, for changing from fuel, I mean, from liquid gas, liquid fuel, I mean, like like gasoline and diesel, to gas. And now you see it's now well known in Egypt. So, but to have this, you need always, you have to update and the technologies, and increasing your capacity, because the demand for changing from liquid fuel to gas is getting by time, more and more.
Sure.
So there were too many details, but the heads, because I'm close to this area, it is that they will help in modifying some certain component for the kit. It's a whole kit to change from. So some important component, technically for the performance.
Through
and with this
technology
and with this industry, which is a military industry, which is taking care of this. So the demand, the capacity will increase, professionalism will increase. Maybe even the efficiency of the whole performance.
Right. Dr. Waly, one of the memoranda of understanding that was signed was in the field of agricultural research.
Yeah.
So that's an important domain as well, and Egypt is taking great strides in developing its agricultural industry.
Yes.
So could you expand on that?
It's evident without even elaboration, because you were mentioning yourself, sir, that just few weeks, it's very, very few days, even not weeks, where we have this big inauguration for one of the largest projects in our history, reclamation and agriculture. You see, it will be 2 million faddans. In this case, any development, because a lot of aspects, a lot of issues related to such massive and big projects when it comes to agriculture. And I could tell you the most important, all of them are important, but the most important of them is actually how to increase the efficiency of water usage. So some countries have this, then it will be very good for us, So if there is something like this, I'm not sure about the details, what it will be, it will not, and it will be generally in the agriculture field. But if we'll tackle, the water application, minimizing the most efficient usage of this. I'm giving you an example.
Yes. One example, that's, of course, Egypt is well known for exporting crops
of course.
To the world, specific crops indeed. Also a memoranda of understanding in sports, in diplomacy, and in the field of international cooperation. So that is, the visit of His Excellency, the Polish President, here to Egypt, does not only promote Egyptian-Polish relations, but again, because this is done within the framework of the Visegrad state grouping. So we're talking here about Egypt also strengthening ties with the other countries in that grouping.
The quartet. The quartet, yes, they call it.
Poland, the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia.
Right. And this is good. So even if you have, if you initiate or you develop very good relation, and you're developing it for your goodness and also the other parties, then immediately any third or fourth party or whatever is there, because it could be a big circle, where exchange of any useful ideas or any useful situation for all of them, they can share it. Even on the political side, even.
Sure. And sir, because you're an expert in the field of industry, after all, one of the biggest experts here in Egypt. So I want to talk about the settlement of the Polish industry in Egypt, because in the talks, in the discussions, there is an agreement to increase the volume of trade exchange between the country, and there was talk about the settlement of the Polish industry in Egypt. So what is Poland really known for or famous for in industry? And if we have a Polish industry settled in Egypt, how would this help both countries?
I will tell you about something I noticed, and this was for some time before, not that long, and it was not there until I went back again and look it. It's that there were some discussion few months ago, could be 1 year or something like that, to have in the SE zones to have an area like the Japanese and Chinese area, or like the Russian areas, industrial areas. So the Polish people, the Polish authorities has asked for this, and I read this in the news about investment, because it is related to investment. So if this is there, then I hear that it might be again reconsidered. So if we go through this, then you will have the Polish industry, you will have the Polish technology in their yard. You know, they will have their own yard, and also it will be very beneficiary for them. You can't tell exactly, back again to your question, which is which.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. You know, some countries are very advanced and well known for its what you call precision engineering. This is the top in general, especially after the IT development. Some countries are well known for its profound knowledge of metallurgy, and this is different story, you know. So you see, it's a lot. That's why when there is industry, you have minimum of 25. Imagine chamber can represent each industry, 25 industries, and that's before you split them, so you can see. So we can't say exactly which is which. I mean, which which area where you can have the technology or what is known about Polish industry. But in general, they are advanced according to the international international grades. I mean, the institution of what we call evaluation. You know, I will give you the right name of it. Yes. Ranking, for example, in certain aspects of industry, based on the volume and the quality and the market which they are selling for. So they are exactly like most of the quartet. They had profound knowledge of technologies in general, and they develop it, especially with the areas of they will have what you call comparative advantage. That's it.
Now,
I'm sorry, I can't tell exactly what is it, but in general it is. Yes.
It's clear.
We have to be specific. So if something is general, we have to consider it. Yeah.
Right, Dr. Waly. So naturally, Poland can consider Egypt as its gate to Africa and to the Arab region. Because of it, again, Egypt's great geographical positioning. So it's only normal that you know, anybody dealing with Egypt would benefit from that. Egypt is a gate to Africa, to the Arab world, to the Mediterranean area.
This can bring us automatically to the concept of having their industrial zone by the Suez Canal. So where the zero time for loading. I mean, considering it. To the markets of Africa. And even if there is anything can go to Europe, we have it there, you know, I mean, so.
Right, and at the same time, Poland, again being a member of that Visegrad grouping, can help Egypt increase its exports to the quartet, to the countries of that grouping.
Definitely, yes, definitely.
So, to what extent is this meeting important, Dr. Waly, in strengthening relations at all levels between Egypt and Poland, and between Egypt and the Visegrad grouping?
We look at it from. Allow me also to add some, if you don't mind, sir, please, to add some certain important item to this visit and discussions which were there. Mr. Abdelwahab is the chairman of the CEO of GAFI, which is General Organization for General Authorities for Investment and Free Zones. He signed an MOU with his counterparty to have and to encourage investment of the public sector, private sector for sure, of Poland to Egypt. So this, I noticed this, and it's not just the headlines, but the headlines are very, very promising, because there will be special consideration for investment of Polish companies in Egypt, you know, settlement of any dispute will be taken care of, to have what you call friendly environment for investment of Poland. So I wanted just to add that was one of the MOUs, you know, at such level, yeah. So the importance is coming back again to your question. The importance is coming that look at the level of having the visit. It's his first time for Mr. Duda to come to Egypt and as a president. And he had with him, you know, a big delegation actually. And
a lot of memoranda of understanding was signed.
Was signed. You know.
Many fields.
Yes,
we talked about.
Yes, and I think we have to be also frank with ourselves and the others. You know, I feel now there is a different perspective for this MOU concept, because I've been through it, you know, over the years.
For decades, I guess.
But this time, when you have an MOU, I have noticed over the years, recent years, that it's taken seriously and it gives its results.
Great. On that note, dear viewers, we've come to the end of this first segment of this morning's edition of the Breakfast Show. On behalf of you, we thank very much Engineer Dr. Mostafa Waly.
Thank you very much.
The former General Manager of the Federation of Egyptian Industries and the Egyptian European Council member and co-founder. Thank you very much, Dr. Waly.
Thank you for having
me. Very good morning
to
you.
Same to you.
Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you
Always
very much.
Always a pleasure to have you with us.
Same with me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Dear viewers, please stay with us. My dear colleague Shireen Adil will be here shortly to resume this morning's edition of the Breakfast Show with a taste of tourism. So please stay with us.